Hey YouTube, I hope you guys are all doing well. It's Adrian Hunter from over here at PipeDreamHookah, and today I have a hookah product review for you guys. And today's hookah product review is going to be on Moving into the specs on this hose, the Mid Stilus Hose is made by a Brazilian company known as Thunder Hookah, and this company actually specializes in making hookah hoses. The material that this hose is going to be made from is going to be a soft, pliable vinyl material for the hose itself, and then they're going to use a plastic material to make the end that goes into the hookah, the handle, and the mouthpiece. This hose will measure in at just around 82 inches from end to end, and if we had to compare it to another popular hose in the market, in this case we're going to go ahead and use the D hose. As you can see here, it's going to measure in at just around a foot longer than the D hose, which makes it ideal for things like camping trips, where you're going to be passing the hose to people that might not be sitting right next to you. The bore on the end of the hose comes in at just a little bit smaller than the D hose and around the same exact size as the Thunder Pro hose, and that's going to measure in at a ½ inch on both the end that goes into your hookah and the mouthpiece of the hose itself. Now this hose is completely modular, making it ideal for washing, so when you're done with a session you can just go ahead and remove the mouthpiece and run water through your hose and then hang it up. Now there is one tiny aesthetic flaw with the mouthpiece. They do use a method known as casting when they make this mouthpiece, so when they take this out of the mold they don't bother to grind down the seam, so you are left with this unsightly seam. It's not a huge deal, just keep it in mind. So in addition to what I just showed you guys in the B-roll, there is some other stuff I want to go over pertaining to this hose, and the first one is the Drawl. So I'm going to pull a few clouds for you guys and then I'll get into how the Drawl is. Okay, so if you're using this hose in your setup for your smoke session, if you're experiencing any restriction in your drawl, it's not going to be due to this hose. As I mentioned before in the B-roll, the bore of the hose is pretty wide open throughout, and there's nothing actually restricting the airflow in the hose. So the airflow is going to be wide open. If you want some restriction in your smoking session, you're going to have to utilize your water level and your bowl hacking method to get it. I suppose you could also use a more restrictive mouth tip as well. Another thing I wanted to go over about this hose is the actual material that it's made of is extremely flexible, and it's not going to catch on to anything. Maybe you have some people over for a smoke session and you're passing the hose around. It's not going to catch on anything, and it is extremely flexible. Now the hose being so pliable is mostly a good thing. However, it does come with one tiny issue, and that is right here where it connects to the hose itself and right here where it connects over to your hose port on your hookah. It's going to bend a lot, and over time this soft vinyl material can start to split, and you're obviously going to start to draw air, and you'll notice it when you purge. You're going to have smoke coming out of your hookah, or your hookah hose rather. I can't authentically demonstrate this issue to you, so I'm going to emulate it right now. So let's deface our hose and I'll show you guys how to fix it. So say you've been passing it around a bunch and all of a sudden you notice there's, oh no, my hose, it's split. What are we going to do? So you take a drawl, wheat clouds, smoke's coming out. What are we going to do? My hose is broken, I can't use it anymore. That's not necessarily the case. There's a really quick fix to that, and it might be obvious, but for anyone who doesn't know, I'll just show you right now. When you see a tear in your hose, just go ahead and cut it the rest of the way through, and now we have this. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to go ahead and cut into the hose a little bit, and this vinyl material, what's nice about it is because of the way it's spiraled, you can just unwind it from the hose. Because it does cling onto there pretty hard, it sometimes won't just pull off if you just pull it off like this. So what you can do is you finish cutting it, you unwind this vinyl material from it, and now that we've gotten rid of the broken part of the hose and we just had this handle, what we can go ahead and do is take the piece that we cut from and just reattach it like so. And now it's reattached, and as you can see, there's obviously going to be no more tearing in the hose because we've removed that section of the hose. And it's worth noting that that doesn't happen as often, so since your hose is so long, you'll be able to get away with doing this a few times without noticing any change in the length of your hose. So that little issue I just showed you guys, along with the minor aesthetic issue on the actual mouthpiece on the hose, those are going to be the only two issues I really see with the hose in general. Other than that, it's built with a decent amount of quality and the price is pretty much on point. If I had to rate this on a 10 scale for you guys, I'd have to give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. My reasoning for that is, although the hose doesn't have the highest build quality ever, the versatility of the hose matched with the price point make it a very good pickup. I do think that there are a few hoses in the market that you may be better off buying if you're looking for something a little more high quality, and there's a few hoses that are cheaper. However, this hose finds a very nice middle point in between quality versus value. So I'm gonna have to give it, like I said, a solid 7.5 out of 10. Okay, you guys, so if you watch this review and you do want to pick this hose up, my recommendation would be to pick it up from 5 Star Hookah. There is a link down in the description below. And if you want to get 50% off of not only this hose, but everything that you order that's not already on sale, you can go ahead and use my discount code. That's going to be PIPED15, PIPED15, for 15% off any items not already on sale. If you feel that this review brought you any type of value whatsoever, if you would consider subscribing, that would make me a very happy guy. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, comments, or criticisms, go ahead and drop them down in the comments box below. I'd be happy to interact with you guys. And if you do have any requests for any hookah-related products that you'd like to see me review, go ahead and drop those down in the comments below as well. I would be more than happy to review any products you guys would be interested in seeing reviewed. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and happy smoking.